Custer's 7th Cavalry was wiped out at the Battle of the Little Bighorn in 1876. The battle was a symbolic victory for the Native Americans, and is considered their most decisive victory against the whites. This victory temporarily boosted the morale of the Plains Indians, and became a symbol of their resistance. Within the military, there was much criticism of Custer for his reckless tactics and lack of reconnaissance. However, this victory was short-lived, and the United States government launched a major military operation to retaliate and subdue the enemy. This defeat came as a great shock to the United States, and public opinion shifted strongly in favor of exterminating the Indians. It is often said that the 7th Cavalry was annihilated. In reality, Custer's troops, about 210 men on the battlefield, were wiped out. Not all of the 7th Cavalry was destroyed. The other two, Benteen and Reno, survived. The 7th Cavalry was not disbanded after the Battle of the Little Bighorn, but rather reorganized with replacements. And the 7th Cavalry would continue to serve as the U.S. Army's main cavalry force. From this point on, the 7th Cavalry continued to participate in the pursuit of the Sioux. Cavalry continued to participate in the pursuit of the Sioux. During the pursuit, the Wounded Knee Massacre occurred on December 29, 1890. This massacre was a massacre of Sioux tribesmen by the 7th Cavalry of the United States Army in South Dakota. On December 29, at Wounded Knee near the reservation, the 7th Cavalry surrounded and attempted to disarm approximately 350 Sioux. Here, a gunfight broke out after a clash with Sioux warriors who were hiding weapons. Approximately 300 Sioux, including women and children, were killed in the shootout. About 25 U.S. troops were killed. At this time, the snowy fields were covered with bodies, many of whom froze to death in the extreme cold. This incident is considered the last major conflict in the Indian Wars that continued throughout the 19th century. For this incident, the U.S. government awarded the Medal of Honor to the 7th Cavalry. It is remembered by the Native Americans as a massacre. The Wounded Knee Massacre was a tragedy caused by the U.S. military, who feared the Ghost Dance movement, a spiritual resistance movement of the Sioux. It is remembered in history as a symbolic event that marked the end of the Indian Wars and the oppression of Native Americans. After this, the resistance of the Sioux and Cheyenne tribes was crushed, and they were forced to relocate to reservations. The famous Native American leader Sitting Bull once fled to Canada. However, after his return he was detained and shot dead on the reservation in 1890. Another leader, Crazy Horse, surrendered in 1877 and was killed in custody. The site of Custer's battlefield is now preserved as Custer Battlefield National Monument, and also includes a cemetery for the fallen soldiers. The 7th Cavalry was notorious for massacres, but the unit itself was not disbanded. They continued to serve as regular units of the U.S. Army, and were deployed in wars around the world well into the 20th century.